Okay, we walked through the troubleshooting and adjusting all the devices of the unit. If you come to the point through going through the manual where there's nothing left to do to replace the unit, we'll walk you through that now. First thing we're going to do is loosen up the wing nuts to remove the trim frame. Now you'll see with this unit, it's the large heat exchanger. This unit will not physically come out unless you take out the trim frame. The smaller unit, it's possible to do it, but you might want to just remove it anyways because it's easier to get at the valves. So we'll loosen up the wing nuts now. And slide off the trim frame. Set that aside. Next thing we'll do is we'll shut the valves. Now that we've got the valves closed, the next step is to drain the water from the unit on the heating side. We'll remove the cap, attach our drain hose, drop the other end into a bucket or a suitable drain, and then open up the valve. You can also aid the draining process by opening up the air vent on the top of the heat exchanger. Now that we've got the AquaPort unit drained, we're ready to disconnect it from the mechanical system. Recommend using a pair of pump pliers to loosen up the compression nuts. Be careful, there's going to be some water that's going to leak out of the system, so just be aware, have a bucket or some towels handy to loosen it up. Now that the pipes are disconnected, now we're ready to remove the 10mm nuts that attach the AquaPort to the back plate. Now that the nuts and the pipes have been disconnected, the AquaPort can quickly be replaced. Now that you removed the existing AquaPort, you're ready for the installation of the new one. Now that we have the new AquaPort in place, we can insert the 10mm nuts back on the posts. One tip, before you fully tighten the screws up, slide the panel up a little bit and tighten the nuts. This gives you a chance to get the gaskets in before you make the connections. Now with the AquaPort in place, we'll insert the compression gaskets and reconnect the lines. Now that we've got the connections tightened and it mounted to the back plate, now we can reopen the valves to get ready for purging. Leave the last valve closed because that will help you assist in the purging procedure. On the plumbing side, key thing to know is to get the air out of the cold water, open up the taps, and over time, a little bit of time, that'll actually get the air out of it. We'll leave the return valve on the hydronic side closed and open up the supply. Next, what we do is we attach the purge hose to the return line to the drain assembly. Once the hose is connected, we can open up the drain line and allow the hydronic system pressure to begin purging air through the supply side, through the air heat exchanger, and out through the return drain valve. The important thing to remember as you fill on the heating side of this unit, you have to open up a hot tap due to the proportional control valve to allow heating water to go through the heat exchanger. If needed, to make sure you get all the air out, the upper valve can be opened along with the lower valve to make sure any entrained air is removed from the system. Once we have a steady stream of water in the bucket, we can close the valve, make sure our vents are closed, remove our drain line, open up the hydronic return line, and the port is ready for operation. Now that we've refilled the AquaPort panel and completed the purge process, we're ready to install the trim ring in the door. However, before we do, we want to transfer the settings from the old installation to the new one. In looking at the back panel, it appears the only setting that we need to adjust is for the domestic hot water temperature. It needs to be returned to a setting 4. That's the only adjustment we need to make. Now we're ready to install the trim ring.